Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to yet another edition of Tell Me Something Good. I'm super excited to have the First Lady with me. Michelle Esposito joins today because we both are very, very fond of our guest today. You know the format. We have friends, entertainers, celebrities, business people, entrepreneurs. Our friend Mike Bailey is all of those. And today will be his chance to share something good. I'll just start it off by saying how we met. Mike is the drummer for the Bret Michaels Band. Over the holidays, we had the pleasure of meeting Bret and the band, and could not have been. It was the highlight of, I don't know, maybe my life. It was. I was not a huge Bret Michaels fan, but after that event and then spending time with Mike has been so great. So welcome to the show, Mike Bailey. Tell us something good.
All right. Great to see you, Noodleberg. Great to see you, Michelle. And I'll tell you something good. The wife, the kids, myself, we're all healthy. Everybody's safe. So that's a good thing. Two, I've got a couple things. Two, kids, neighbors, everybody's talking. Everybody's saying hi outside. It's a little bit of a different vibe than prior to this virus. People seem to want to say hi. People want to acknowledge each other. Unlike, I'm from Northern Virginia. This is a DC area. A lot of times y'all a melting pot of people and everything else. Everybody kind of tends to themselves, and it's been refreshing to see people saying hi. And then the third thing, I'll tell you something good, is that you just said it, that I met a new friend, a good dude, an amazing lady there in Michelle on that Winterfest boat parade down in Hollywood in December. So I'm grateful for my travels, for my gig, to be able to meet people like you. So that's definitely something good. So thanks for having me on.
Oh, yeah, pleasure. So, I did a little bit of a homework, as a good host would do.
Of course.
Found out a little bit more about you. I'm fascinated by your entry into music with Toys R Us and with Elvis Presley. So can you share some of how you got started and what the music business means to you?
Sure. One thing I've learned over the years, and I'll be 50 in July. And I started playing drums when I was 9. So it's been a few years, right? So the beginning of that story is, the quick one is my aunt down in Alabama bought me a Toys R Us drum set. And that was the very first, like, outside of pots and pans and just banging on everything in the house, that was my first drum set. And I went through a couple of those because the heads were just paper on those things. So I just destroy them. Got a couple of those drum sets. And then for my 9th birthday, my dad bought me a drum set, a real one, cheap one, but a real one. And that was it. And I remember him telling me, he goes, "That's all I'm going to get you." He goes, "If you want a throne, you want a new cymbal stand, you want anything," he goes, "that's on you." And I've shoveled, driveways in the snow. I went to the A&P and I loaded up bags in the cars. Yeah. Anything I could do to make a few extra bucks. So, I think a work ethic was instilled very early before and I've been working since the day I could start working. So, but that's the Toys R Us background, and my aunt is very proud of the outcome.
That should be, man. As she should be.
Yeah. So is my mom. So, which is
and the Elvis piece.
Well, there's a couple of Elvis pieces because the Bret Michaels Band was the very first band to play Graceland. This was last year. They just started. It's called Graceland Live Concert Series.
Oh, and I didn't know that. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, they've expanded the property out there in Memphis. So they basically built all kinds of stuff and expanded it out there. So they have a Graceland concert series. And we were the very first artist. So my mom, my sister, the in-laws, everybody flew in for that gig. And it was a special moment for my family. My dad passed in 2010. And he was a very big Elvis fan, as you well know now. And now I'm passing that down to my 4-year-old daughter. So ever since she was born, I sing "Can't Help Falling in Love" every night when she goes to bed. And now that she's almost 5, she actually sings it to me now, which is great.
So what have you done for her during this quarantine? Anything special?
What haven't I done? Okay, so the wife's a teacher, so she's still working, and then my stepdaughter, she's 13, she has school, so everybody has things. So I'm sitting here, I've got my man cave with the drums, and I have a little thing called custom drum decor that's on the side, the thing that I do. Been working on that, but I built a playhouse. It's almost done, and I did all the research. Carrie and I did all the research, and I tell you what, I'm actually surprised I did this thing. It's amazing. The thing looks amazing. So it's painted. All we have to do is add some cosmetics, some shutters, a doorbell, and all kinds of little stuff. But the playhouse has been a project, to say the least.
Now, did you build this from scratch with wood, and you like cut and measured everything, or was it like a pre-packaged?
No, yeah, we basically just went online, looked at some pictures, and started doing all the measurements ourselves. And then I went to Home Depot and bought like $400 of wood, and and Noodleberg get into it, but it's about staying busy, staying productive, and staying creative. And this is something I've never done, and I wanted to challenge myself, and as well as Carrie too. We're not construction people, so but I tell you what, like everything's even. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You better be. You're putting your daughter in there, man. You better be.
Yeah, right. The roof is on.
That's incredible. So I know that you usually travel like 150 nights a year, your shows?
Yeah, we average about 150, 200 shows a year. Yeah, it's we're not going out for like 3 or 4 months in one run. We're doing pretty much every weekend, anywhere between 1 and 4 gigs a week. Go home for 48, 72 hours, go back out for another 2, 3, or 4 gigs. And there was at one point I was gone every single weekend from April through September. It was like 38, 39 weekends in a row. But I will say I'm grateful that I get to come home each week, at least for a couple of days. Some of the tours, a lot of musicians, they'll be gone for 3, 4, 5 months with only maybe a couple of visits in between. And, with a 4-year-old, that's tough on anyone. So I kind of like our schedule, going in and out every week. It's great.
I will tell you, I went to the show kicking and screaming. Michelle says,
Michelle, we know that, Michelle.
We're going to the show. And I'm like, it's not my gig. I'm not going to do that. We were at the Winterfest, ambassador show beforehand and Grand Marshal beforehand, which obviously Bret was. And I said, we're going to be the best dressed people there. And I came up with every excuse not to go, and literally had the best time ever. You guys put on an amazing show, and you sing to all kinds of audiences, correct?
Yeah, it's very diverse. I mean, there's 3 generations of music fans at all the shows. Bret's captured everybody from what he's done in Poison over the years, from the 80s, to the Celebrity Apprentice, to the Rock of Love show they had on VH1. That brought a whole new generation there's a lot of 18 to 25-year-olds at our shows, which is crazy. A lot, and 30-year-olds, because at this age they should all be over 40. And I was
amazed at how many songs I actually knew. Like I didn't even know that it was Bret Michaels music.
Right.
But I mean, there are people who videoed me at the show and said, dude, we never thought we would see you basically on the stage back.
Right. Although, hey,
it was because I said I'm either going with or without you.
Correct.
So.
That's exactly correct.
Yeah, well, that was a good move.
That's got to be something cool that you get to make and create those experiences for people. Like, had I not had the chance to meet you afterwards, which was phenomenal, I still would have walked away with like, wow, what a fun concert. When it was over, I was like bummed. And I, literally went and started listening to music, like the music over and over and over again. It was only a fluke that we got to meet. And for my audience, the fun part of that story is, and you'll validate this, we were standing in line to get a drink, and I had no idea who you were.
Right.
So like, how did you come to this thing? And he goes, oh, I'm the drummer.
Hey, I remember. You know what I remember about you is that slick suit jacket you had on, and I think I made a comment about that. I think that may have been the first thing I said. He was like, "Wow, that's a nice suit jacket. I like that. Looks good on you."
Thank you. Yeah, it's been my calling card. I
That's
think
true.
Having met Bret as well, he said the same thing. He goes, dude, you stood out in the crowd.
You did. Yeah.
I was the only one wearing a blazer. So
well, hey, I'm the only guy in the band with short hair, so I'm okay with running under the radar. I'm totally okay with that.
yeah, and then you just could not have been nicer. For the sake of my audience, I know that you're involved in a couple of charity endeavors. What's one that you want to share with the audience? Because clearly you're a giver. You give up your time, your energy. And so what philanthropic efforts do you want to share with us?
Well, directly with the Bret Michaels Band, he's got his Life Rocks. It's a charity organization, fundraiser for diabetics, for kids. And he sends kids to diabetic camp. And Bret was a diabetic since he was, I think, 5-6 years old. Me personally, I've gone through 5 different skin cancer procedures in the last 3 years. And I haven't promoted any of it. Not promoted. I haven't posted anything. I haven't said anything online. I had my entire nose replaced about 2 years ago. They cut my entire side of my nose off. They brought my skin down here from my forehead. It was a crazy procedure. And then I've had, luckily, basal cell, but I've had like 4 other small ones removed since then. But that's anything I do that to raise money. Like on the side, I have a record label. It's an independent label called Potomac Records. And occasionally here in the DC area, in Potomac, meaning the Potomac River,
right.
Potomac Records will run like for Eric Brittingham, our bass player, was from Cinderella, all right? His daughter had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. And this was a few years ago. So what I did is on a break, when we had, I think Poison went out for like 30 dates over the summer or something. And so I put a huge fundraiser together here in Northern Virginia, and every band, like, it was amazing. Like from Dee Snider, Twisted Sister.
That's her music. That's
Speaking my language. All those bands.
Warrant, Firehouse, Sebastian Bach, like all, they all shipped me stuff to auction off. Tom Kiefer did. That was cool. Tom Kiefer autograph shirt. So all the bands came through. We raised a whole bunch of money for Eric's daughter, and from the event and online from a lot of the Bret Michaels fans around the country. Those things, and this is where karma comes in. And I'm a believer in karma, that if you do good, it'll come back. Wow. And there's been things in my life that I've done where that karma's come back to me. And that's why I have this gig that I have. That's why I've earned it. And I kept that job, because you always consistently appreciate it. You may get tired, exhausted, or whatever else, but that's what I love about your energy. You have that energy that you get up. And same with Bret, you get up and you go to work every day. You find a way to get motivated. And I don't drink coffee. So coffee is not my motivation, in terms of getting up, right? I have a soda, but, no coffee for me. But that's what I love about your energy, man, is that here's a little wristband that says, be positive, no negativity allowed. And you kind of keep that with you. You know what I mean? So, So,
well, if there's ever any way that we can help you with any charity endeavor, absolutely. One of the rules in the book is give to get, and it's not to keep score. I'm a firm believer of the same thing, and it's been true in my whole life, is that I think to give first, and the universe is given back to me in ways I can't even imagine.
Right.
Like that night, the way the whole night came about, the way we hung out with you and Bret, and Well,
I think we got to tell people who know you where we always say to network is we met him at the bar.
We met him at the bar. but you know what?
That's where it always starts.
What was interesting, right after the event, when we saw you guys and we stayed in touch, which was, which is really how you create and maintain relationships. You gotta, do the work to do that.
Sure.
The thing in the Bahamas, there was the hurricane hit the Bahamas and destroyed it. And you guys were all about, using a plane and taking food over there. And there was something happening right here in Palm Beach that I was like, I don't know why, but Bret Michaels is all over my life.
Yeah.
Mike Bailey is all over my life.
Yeah.
And
right.
So to your point, if you pay attention to clues, two other people could have been standing in line and didn't act on that energy, because vibrations connect.
Yep.
And when they do, whatever you do about them, and that's not hokey. It's how it's been my whole life. I just connect with people because that's the real asset in your life, not money, not cars, not all of the bullshit. Although those things do make it easier to live. So I feel the same way about you. My last question to you is: we were hoping to see you guys at this major concert where all of the people were coming together. It was supposed to be July, I think.
That's
okay.
No, I think it was supposed to be, like the mega concert.
Dallas. We were going to go to the Dallas.
The
Poison tour and the.
The stadium tour.
Yeah.
Right.
Any word on that? I'm sure, just like everything else, either postponed or canceled or.
Okay. Well, first off, Michelle.
Yes.
I want to apologize. Not me, but the Bon Jovi tour was just canceled yesterday.
Oh, no kidding.
I don't know if that meant, well, you were rocking out the Bon Jovi last week, Noodleberg. So I saw you. Right?
Well,
that was
I've
cool.
actually been to Bon Jovi concerts and met them, VIP, Aerosmith too. Bon Jovi has a house here on the island. So.
Oh, okay.
We see him occasionally floating around.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I just, I have the summer off, obviously, because with Poison going out with the stadium tour. And my birthday is July 26th. And I'll be 50 this year. So I rarely have the summers off. So Carrie got me Disturbed, the band Disturbed. I'm a big fan of Disturbed. I like Disturbed.
Sound of Silence is like the best rendition.
Yeah. Right. So, and with me being always on the road, and I'm grateful for that, I don't have the ability to go be a fan all the time because I'm always out playing. And again, I'm grateful for that. But I was looking forward. I was like, I've got 3 gigs in a row. All right. The 25th, 26th, and 27th. Those 3 gigs. And I don't know the last time I went to 3 concerts, 3 nights in a row. So the first concert is Kids Bop, right? For the kids, that's for the kids. It's a live concert called Kids Bop. It's going to take Sabrina. And then Bon Jovi was the next night at the Verizon Center down in D.C. And then the next night's Disturbed. And they're all gone now. So, that's the unfortunate thing. So I don't think the promoter has officially canceled that Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison Stadium tour. I mean, I'll take a guess and say it probably will be. Bon Jovi just did theirs. Everybody else is. And Ticketmaster, I don't know if you caught up with this, but this is a huge issue for musicians right now, is Ticketmaster's kind of changing their format of how they do business. Like they're basically going to go do at the door. Instead of an artist going, they get a guarantee of X amount of money. Promoters are going, well, we don't know how the public are going to readjust back into society and going out and seeing concerts. So they're not offering guarantees. Ticketmaster isn't offering guarantees to the artist now. They're going like, well, we'll pay you based off how many people show up. So if it's a 5,000 seater arena and only 350 people show up, they're getting paid based off that. And that's a killer for artists. Now,
oh my God,
being optimistic, right? Everything's going to be okay. It's just going to take a little time. Us Americans, we're strong, we're resilient. We'll get back out there and we'll have that little window of everybody just, before they go in mass crowds again. But that's my job is being able to perform. So I hope people adjust quick,
Do you and the band have any plans to start touring again later in the year, maybe, or?
I think everybody's just waiting to see. See what the problem is. A lot of promoters are doing. They're rescheduling gigs that are happening right around in this window, and they're rescheduling for like October. But then there's been a couple of other promoters that are going, we're scheduling a year out from now, rescheduling those a year out because these promos rescheduling for October may have to reschedule again.
Wow.
And that's twice the amount of work. It's a lot of work to put on these events and shows and stuff. So I don't know.
My final thought here is that, first of all, July 26th would make you a Cancer.
Yes.
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Cancer. I'm June 28th, and I'll be 60.
Oh.
And maybe if we pray hard enough, your first gig is to come play my 60th birthday.
How amazing would that be?
That would be unbelievable.
Hey, dude, we do private and corporate events all the time. Come on, we can do a Noodle Bird
you know
party.
what? I'm going to do my best to put it together. There's a venue here in Palm Beach that we can use right across from our condo. Would that be incredible?
Yeah, it would be amazing. And then I turn, well, I don't really want to say, I turn your age Christmas Day this year. So
okay, all right.
We have to celebrate that big one too.
We could make it a Christmas / Michelle party.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Somehow, some way, we'll find our way back to you. Thanks for spending great time with us. I'm about to start doing business with the Redskins. So if you're a Redskins fan, you're locked and loaded. So just let me know when football starts.
Hey, are you going to come up this area?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? When things get back to quasi-normal, we travel to football games all year. I mean, that all season, because I have tons of relationships in sports. So we just go because it's fun.
Yeah, I was obviously I do my research and reading up on you and everything. I know you work with the Miami Dolphins and a couple of those places. That's exciting about the Redskins because I literally live 5 minutes from Redskins Park.
Well, you can count on it. So literally Tuesday, you'll see all over social media, we're starting to work with them. And my dear over here has never been to DC.
Never.
So all of the traveling she's done around the world, she's never been to DC. So
You've never been downtown in the district, Michelle?
I have never been. No.
Okay. So it's the three of us. If not, we'll get some more people. We're going to go down to the W. It's down in DC. They have a rooftop bar.
Yeah.
Now the drinks are like $40 a drink, but
be my pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. So it overlooks the White House. The monument, it's the perfect view. If you've never been down to DC, a lot of it's mainly the government workers and people down there, happy hour, they go up on this rooftop at the W, but there's a lot of spots, but that's one of my favorite spots. So
we're coming.
I'm excited.
Flight again. We're on our way. You were certainly a breath of fresh air. Lots of good stuff. So great to catch up with you. And as soon as this stuff moves its way along, I hope you're playing for my 60th.
For your 60th.
It'd be unbelievable, man.
And one last little, one thing, May 12th. All right.
Okay.
Bret's got a book. It's a autobiography that I think it's his first. That it's coming out on May 12th. So there'll be a picture of me in there, some quote in there, but it'll be an interesting read. So I just figured I'd tell everybody about that. So May 12th, he's got a book coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. And if Bret wants our help promoting it, we know who he works with. She's great.
Yeah.
So
love Joe.
Yeah. Joe is outstanding, but whatever social media push we can do, if he wants to do this show to promote it, that'd be great. But
Perfect.
You guys are awesome. Love that we met, and take care and be safe. And we'll talk to you soon.
Give your wife kisses.
I will. Grateful for your friendship, both you and Michelle, and thank you for having me on.
You got it, brother. Be good.
Bye, Mike.
Peace out, guys. We'll see you.